Okay, hey everybody, I'm going to make another video because everybody's encouraging me to, and I do have some guitars I need some stuff done too, and I was going to do this one first because it's basically, I just broke the high E on it and I really just need to change the strings, but I'm going to check some other stuff too. I hope it doesn't go too long. I have an Ibanez that I want to do some stuff too, and it'll be a little more involved and fun. But this is my McCready Strat. It's I think it was made earlier this year, maybe. Am I right about that? Or last year? I don't know. It looks like it's 100 years old, but it's actually really new. But one thing I'm gonna check before I go doing any of that, I'm gonna check, because I think there's a little bit more relief than I really want. And yeah, I need to tighten that up, and then while I have the strings off, I'm gonna check it with the rocker. But to adjust the truss rod on these, this is the annoying kind where you have to take the neck off a little bit, and anyway, you'll see. So I know what I need to do now, and these tuners are the really cool vintage style. I don't know why they didn't keep doing it like this. The way the string is just pushed down into the tops. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But now, see, they just come right out, see? It's super cool. I don't know why they're not all like that. So, get these out of here. I always wanted a really beat up Strat, and I didn't really want to do it myself. I'm really actually very careful with my guitars, so it's for me to beat it up. Just, I don't know that I could do that to a guitar. But when I saw this, I fell in love with it, and found a good price on this one. So to adjust the truss rod on these, you really have to back the screws out, but you don't have to take them completely out. I saw this trick on a Fender video. There's an official Fender video that shows this. But these two, you take out, right? Or is it the other way around? Nah, it's like this. I'll just take it off. The other way is where you take two of them out and then you can loosen the other two and you kind of rock it. But I think that's for more if the strings are still on it. And the strings are not on it here, so. We got it off. Now I needed to put a little back bow into it. And again, this method kind of sucks because, like, you don't know, you have to kind of guess. It's not like you can do it and see the results right away. Got a little bit of a turn like that, and you never know. You just have to string it up and hope for the best. Get that on there like that. Isn't this exciting? Watching me screw these in. If I could figure out how to edit, I could edit all this out. I got friends who know how to edit, and they're gonna help me. I know they are. Yep. yeah, this is one guitar I have that I don't even have to be real careful with, like I am with all my other ones. So there you go. I could check it again with this, but there's no string tension on it, so. I don't know. Feel like it needs a little more. Nah. Here, I'll tell you what we'll do. Should have done that to begin with. Because really, when I tightened this down earlier, it just had barely started to. There we go. That'll be better. I'm gonna be kind of careful with this. I don't know. Nuh-uh. I didn't snug them up because I'll do that with this. I don't like using power tools and stuff like this. There we go. Okay. See what it looks like now. That's better. That's level. So, real quick, if this ends up needing more work, I mean, I'm not skilled enough. I've only leveled and crowned one guitar, and it went pretty good. It was a little Squire, my daughter's little mini Squire. But for this, I was just gonna check, see if we have any rocks. A little bit there. Because a lot of times you can from the factory and from because of wood expanding and contracting, and like some of these frets will come up out of here, and you got to imagine from shipping, and they're in different trucks and all that. A lot of times you can avoid having to do a level and crown. Yep. Yeah. So far that's working. So you keep having to switch to the different levels. That one rocks a little, and when you hammer it, you want to get support under it, like that. Well, that one is as down as it's going to go. I think actually it really does need a leveling crown, but I don't want to do it to this guitar. Not yet. Also in this video, I'm not going to do like I would usually do with this, like clean the frets real good and oil the board and everything, because I've done it kind of recently. I mean, also I was going to say, the pickups that were in this were like 61, 62 reissue pickups, and they, of course, they're single coils, and they really weren't hot enough for me. I didn't want to modify this guitar to as much as like to drill it out and put humbuckers in it or anything. I wanted to stick single coil. I looked at the stack stuff because I've had them before. I've had the DiMarzio HS stuff, and I've even had the Seymour Duncan Fury, and those are all good. But I ultimately, I kind of wanted to keep with a single coil thing. This is the set, and you can get them, they're like $100 for the whole 3 set. I think it's called this Fender pickups, and they're like direct drive or something. They say they're the hottest single coils that they have, and they're very hot. And then what I did was I took the pickups and the pots and everything and the switch and everything out of the pick guard and installed it into another pick guard, which I will put in the case. So if this thing ever needed to be reversed right, all the way back to stock, you could easily do that. Nothing is irreversible. And the bridge, which I do with a lot of them, all my Strats, I always have trouble with those edge strings popping off the sides. I get the what's it called, the Highway 1. The Highway 1 series guitars, for whatever reason, they had the wider screw spacing, but the narrower spring spacing. So vintage bridges have the wider screws and bridge. It's wider and pops off the edges. And this was originally a vintage. Modern stuff has the narrower spacing, but it has the wider screw spacing. So if you get that, if you wanted to use a modern bridge on a vintage guitar, you'd have to plug all 6 of those holes and drill 6 new holes. So Highway 1, that series, for whatever reason on their tremolos, they had the wider spring spacing and the narrower bridge spacing. I don't know why. So every Strat I've had in the last number of years, I get the Highway 1 bridge. So anyway, that's the modifications I made. I did that. I changed the pickups. I put a Bourne's low friction in the volume because I love those. The 2 tones, I can't remember what I put in there. They might have been Fender pots. And then I put a Fender 5-way switch. I'm usually a 3-way switch person. And like Les Pauls and stuff, I usually don't care about those other 2 positions. But on this guitar, even when I had the other pickups in it, when you put it on that number 2 or that number 4 position, it just has a slappy kind of springy sound that only a Strat can do, And at that point, they're out of phase, and so you do cancel some hum at that point. So anyway, like I said, really this whole thing here was just because I needed to put new strings on here. I didn't expect to do much to this guitar today. Anyway, and I like the Darios. So what I do with these, and I usually am, and my desk is a mess, and I'll clean it up later. I don't feel like it. Every now and then I do clean it up. Come on. Not in the video. And yep, in the video. Okay, here's your 2 thick ones. Yeah, what I do is I do it like that. I've been doing this for years and years and years, and even working in a music store and doing it for customers and whatnot. And you get to a point where you do build it up where you're kind of doing it for speed. Don't bind your strings up. Put a kink in it, it will not come out. Four in, and Mr. Purple. And yes, these are 8s. And all the haters who are hating on my 8s, and I tried the 7s too, I like them too. But the people who hate on my 8s the most are my friends. but I like them. Anyway, at this point, I like to be able to bend stuff easily. I don't want to work so hard to bend. I've got wimpy little fingers. You know, some dudes have like strong fingers. So what I do here is, you're not even gonna be able to see that. Let me move you. That didn't help much. Anyway, with these, like I said, these vintage style tuners, what I usually do is from the one I'm gonna put it in, I'll cut it up here, kind of like 2 more up. And I'll go ahead and cut them all right now. So that's the second one. I'll cut it about 2 up. Third one, about 2 up. Fourth, go a little farther because I don't want those plain wound ones to, no, not wound, I mean the solid ones. I don't want them to go popping out. And I'm also not somebody who's super concerned with having too many winds on a peg. Some people get all bent out of shape about that. I'd rather make sure that it's got plenty of winds on there. So see the way these work, and that's really cool. You just stick it straight down in there. Just stick it straight in. And then, oh no, wrong way. This is not usually where I'm sitting. Ow. And anyway, I need this out of the way. I don't worry at this point about putting much tension on the string, and I'll show you why in a minute. Because I got my own nut slot lube. So, that I made. See, so I'll leave them really floppy right now. All right, number 3. Okay, number 4. And again, leaving it floppy. Number 5. Again, I don't care about putting winds up on there. Look, when I go to stretch these, I'm gonna stretch that all out anyway. And I'd rather have a bunch of winds on there. People be like, oh, tunability. Learn how to tune. That was ugly. But no, seriously, I'd rather have a bunch of string material up there to work with and stretch it out. I mean, yeah, you'll have to do a little more stretching. But you know, that's all part of the setup. Which this is not going to be any kind of full setup, because really in the intonation, I mean, I can check it, but I mean, it was set before. So at this point, I'm going to show you this. I have this little like film container. No, it's not. It's not a film container. It's like a prescription bottle. But what I did years ago, I read about this somewhere. So you want to use graphite on the nut slots, and you can use it under the string tree is good to use too. I've even used it at the bridge saddles, but that's not that important. They don't really slip there a lot. But I was going to show you the graphite if I had it. But you can buy graphite. Yeah, there it is. like that. But that's like a powder in there, you know, and it's really messy to use, and it's like super black and stain stuff. So what I do is, and I need to mix up some more, put some graphite and some Vaseline in here and mix that all up. So now you've got graphite and it's being held together with the Vaseline. So see, what I do is get a little blob of it. Let's see, I put it in each nut slot. And I go ahead and make a mess a little bit with it because I'm gonna wipe it off. See, I just make sure that every string has this mixture under it. There we go. And then even up under here, see, there was still some left under that string tree. Put some under the string tree, because you could bind up and catch stuff there too. So then I get my dirtiest rag. Oh, that ain't the dirtiest. There it is, my filthy rag. And I wipe this little brush off. This was just a little paint brush that see if you can see that. I cut it and I kind of trimmed it where it was a little more firm. It's just a cheap paintbrush. So now that's there. I go ahead and I just kind of dab that off, just the top, because we're leaving it down in the slots, and we'll do a little bit on the string tree. And that's it. You just don't want to get it on your fingers, you know, when you go to play. So now, got my tuner up here, you can't see it. Oh, there it is. Right there. Which is also hooked down into my amp, little practice amp. Get my bass line. Ooh, got buzz. Okay, now come in. Oh yeah, we gotta adjust the action now. That's because I messed with the thing, the neck. Put some bow on the neck, bow. But now, just get all part of that. See, this is the stretching. This is what will, you know, you'll tighten it up on the pegs. And then as you play it for the next time or two, you know, it'll throw out of tune. This is what I've learned. You gotta be careful with these 8s, especially when you get up to the number 8. Because, oh man, it's like a spider web, it'll break. Gotta be very careful, okay, very careful. Please don't break, please don't break, please don't break. Okay. Oh, this video just got longer. Because I have got to adjust the action on these now. Man! And which wrench is it? Who knows? I'll never find it. I found it on the first one. All right. Yep, so what you'll do here is on each one, there's 2 little Allen screws, and you'll want to lift them, tighten them clockwise. This is better. Apparently. And every time I do this, it's going to raise the pitch of the string because we're going up with it. And a little bit more. And I thought this video was almost done. But no, he decided to adjust stuff. We'll take the neck off, he said. It'll be fun, he said. All right. These low ones didn't seem to be as bad. I'll just do them a little bit. They're still a little low, a little too low. I'm gonna adjust that later after this video, but that's what you would do, raise that. Then you wanna set the intonation, which if you're watching this video because you're trying to learn C, you don't have to worry about it, not with this guitar. If you wanna set the intonation and you're new to this, intonation is simply you tune it to the harmonic on the 12th fret, or the open string, you tune it to that, and then you fret that note. And you make those match by moving that bridge saddle up or back. But anyway. So it sounds like the intonation may need to be touched. Maybe because I bowed that back some. But I'm gonna mess with the action a little more, mess with the intonation a little more. I'm not gonna make this video go on and on and on. But the next thing I'm doing is gonna be pretty cool because I'm gonna take one of my three Ibanez's that are kind of the same model. I'm gonna take one and I'm going to put real heavy strings on it. I've got some, Kevin will love this, I got some 11s. And see how low we can get that thing to go with the 11s. Probably will have to adjust the neck. May have to even file down the nut slots if they're too small. So that'll be fun. Let's destroy some nuts. But anyway, so anyway, that's that video. Like and subscribe.